All right, this is your
I got one.
2020 Spring Quarantine Value Draft that is recycled from a podcast recorded yesterday. Wow. Jordy, who you got? So we're going to do a snake draft. You get one pick, I get two, you get two, I get two, etc. Who do you got with the number one overall pick? Who is most valuable to this 2020 LSU football team in determining their fate?
Couple of ways I could go here, right? Derek Stingley Jr. is the number one player on my board. He's the
best
number
player
one
on the team.
player on the team, in my opinion. Right here, though, I'm going to take Derek Stingley Jr. with the number one pick. I thought about Miles Brennan. I also thought about Jacoby Stevens.
Interesting. Stevens ended up a little low on our list yesterday.
I thought about Stevens just because of his versatility.
Yeah.
Right on the defensive end. I get a leader
Yes.
right off the top. Maybe the best natural leader on the team coming back for this season. But I landed on Stingley just because he's the best. He takes away an entire side of the field. It was argued that he was the best cornerback in college football as a freshman. I don't think there is an argument in his second year. He might be the best player in the sport.
Yeah, he's a legit top 3 college football player. That said, so Derek Stingley's number one, how this game works. But my number one and how he'll be number 2, it is Miles Brennan. And it's look, if I was choosing a team MVP, it would be Stingley. But if we're talking value, you just can't escape quarterback, man. Right? I mean, like, who? What is this montage?
Bad music.
Why did Derek
just come to the surface so you know what it is?
Why did Derrick Henry, after leading that team to the AFC Championship, just get franchise tagged and Ryan Tannehill got $60 million? Because he's a quarterback, okay? So you can't get away from Miles Brennan. The gravitational pull is inescapable. I think Miles Brennan has the most value to this team. Like, if Stingley gets hurt or Brennan gets hurt, what's harder to weather?
You're right.
Okay. All right. So my number 3, I'm going to go with the Biletnikoff winner, Jamar Chase.
So Brennan's off the board.
Yeah, so right
Chase
now we have Stingley, Brennan, and then I'm going Jamar Chase. I mean, you get a Biletnikoff winner back for year number 3. He set all the records last year. He's only going to get better with time. I hope that him and Brennan can manage to work on their timing throughout the summer, depending on how the social distancing goes. But when you're working a new quarterback, having a dominant guy like Jamar Chase is going to go a long way towards making that transition easier.
T, I got 2 picks here.
Yes, you got 2 picks.
I got Tyler Shelvin first because I want to shore up the middle of that defensive line. I think that Shelvin's due for a breakout season. He sees the potential of making a lot of money coming back for this year.
Interestingly, last season, and that's funny that you say that because Shelvin was our number 4 yesterday too. Shelvin's improvement, I'm not saying it's 1-to-1 because it's not. Correlation doesn't always equal causation. We know that. But Shelvin's improvement did mirror the defense getting better. Like as Tyler Shelvin continued to come into his own, as he continued to get better and better, just doing that grindy, dirty work in the middle, the defense as a whole got better and better. So I'm right there with you, man. He is that stalwart rock in the middle. He can make everything else go around him a little bit. He's going to free up those new young linebackers. I like Tyler Shelvin there at 4, man.
NFL film soundtrack of the 70s.
Nice.
I was going to say this sounds like some 70s stuff. Yeah.
It is. All right, so next I'm going Jacoby Stevens. I think it's way he's sitting on this board way too long. I've gone all defense in my first 3 picks. So I've got Derek Stingley, I've got Tyler Shelvin, I've got Jacoby Stevens as my top 3 picks as far as the value draft goes.
So here, you keep track of this list because I have my old one. So now we have Stevens at 5. So I'm going to go with my number 6 pick. I'm going with Ed Ingram. And because you're working a new quarterback, right? So what's key to easing that transition, even besides having a guy like Jamar Chase? It's having an offensive lineman like Ed Ingram. I mean, when you look at they're replacing the left tackle. They have nobody at center. Who would you want to play by? You want to play by the man. You want to play by Ed Ingram. He's going to make all those combo blocks for the tackle and the center, whoever that eventually ends up being, that much easier while protecting the quarterback and providing veteran leadership. So give me Ed Ingram as your 6th most valuable player.
You have 2 picks here?
Yes. So it's number 6. Number 7, this was interesting because he was completely left off the list. And then with my final pick, I jumped him in the middle of the list. How can you get away from Cade York?
Okay.
Who has
8 points?
Who has a bigger impact on just pure wins and losses than the kicker? Why did LSU win 10 games in a Fiesta Bowl in a year where Joe Burrow threw 16 touchdowns and 5 picks?
Yeah.
Because they had a great kicker. So give me Cade York there at number 7 on this most valuable players list.
Next, I'm going Damone Clark. I think that Clark's probably going to have a breakout season, a guy that's going to be a consistent every Saturday player. And then I'm going Terrace Marshall. I needed an offensive player on my team first, but I think when you look at value, I think that Marshall may be one of the most overlooked players in college football.
Yeah.
As far as a guy coming back that can provide instant production and be a big-time player every Saturday. He's a matchup nightmare.
I mean, just look at the clinching touchdown in the Natty. Yep. I mean, just a beautiful deep fade where it's a jump ball, and Jamar Chase is like 6'5", or excuse me, Terrace Marshall's like 6'5", whatever he is, and he just goes up and gets it. Made it look easy.
I'll always reference what Devin White told us on this station right after he told us, or right on this show, after he announced that he was leaving LSU for his senior season, and we asked him, give us one name, one guy. He said Damone Clark. Guy's in my back pocket all the time. He knows how I watch film. He knows how I work out. He understands the LSU standard of performance.
Yeah.
He's a guy that could be next. And that last year, stuffed in the depth chart behind two really good linebackers in Queen and Phillips. Now it's his time. I think Clark has a bust-out 20 season.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what basketball does, too, but I'm not going to put him on this list. Anonymous, you saying, how many field goals did Cade York make in the Natty? Well, that's not the point. Your offense was so incredible last year, you didn't need that. You're going to take a bit of a step back this year. You're going to have closer games. Kicking is going to be of the utmost importance. Finally, to close out the list, number 10, the guy we haven't even seen play yet, Eric Gilbert.
Give him to me.
Right? I mean, if you look at last year, what do we talk about? The 11 personnel squad that they had, the top 3 receivers, tight end and Thad Moss, and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They were so good and so versatile that you could just keep those guys in the field, use them in all kinds of formations like I do. Tempo would unlock so many things that made it so tough on the defense.
Family. From all of us in the All-Star family.
Do I keep talking? Should I keep? Okay. So they're going
we love
to.
All-Star, though.
Yes, we do love All-Star, though.
All-Star.
I love that All-Star family. We're proud members of that All-Star family.
Shout out Matt McKay, Lee Carney, and the entire crew.
Very appropriate drop.
I thought we needed to give some more love.
Yeah, very appropriate drop when we're talking about Eric Gilbert because I think he's going to be an all-star. Yes. And I think that, he is rounding out your list. Okay, so top 10.
So my top 10?
Yeah, what we just put together. Give me the top 10 we just put together.
So I had Stingley, Shelvin, Jacoby Stevens, Damone Clark, and Terrace Marshall. Is that what you're asking for?
No. I was like the list together. So we went Stingley, Brennan, Chase, Shelvin. Then who'd you go?
No, I had Shelvin.
Yeah, no. Okay, never mind. You're not getting it. That's a value draft. Top 10 value draft.